Hi, good morning. Hey, stay tuned. We're going to be doing some raised bed gardening this morning, and we're going to start the back to Eden style stuff. So here we go. Good morning, I'm your host Jerry Hansen here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I have enough material from the barn to be able to load into the garden raised beds for a back to Eden style gardening concept. So we're going to be doing that. I've been busy this morning and yesterday already, so I'm just going to show you guys what I've been up to. Let's go. This is all the rabbit poop and wood chips that I put in here over the winter for the rabbits to keep them protected from the winter months. Now I've got to clean it out, but all this rich fertilizer I get to use on my garden. In these three beds right here, I've already pre-planted peas to climb the fence on one bed. Another bed I have cantaloupe, those Minnesota midgets to climb the fence, and then I have leeks, lettuce, spinach, carrots, radishes. Let's see what else I have. Let's see, I planted a couple of herbs in there. Balm and horehound. And radish. Oh, I also planted cabbage down there. I laid the seed on top of the soil, and then I'll put this over the top of it, and the seed will take root into the soil and grow up through this mulch and rabbit turds. And then we water it liberally. These peas are a Wando drop-proof pea. Now that should control the weeds and add protection for the seedlings. Keep the soil moist and promote earthworm castings and allow the seeds to really get a good chance to grow. I'm looking forward to this garden this year. I planted zucchini and cabbage and carrots and spinach down there in those two beds. Here I planted some sweet basil, which I started in my brooder seed bed, and it worked out great. The basil's doing wonderful. I have some sage here, and this is the coriander. It's just now barely getting the start. This bush right here, I found in the front yard. It grows wild around here, but this bush, oh, it has a really, really good scent to it, almost lemony. I'm not sure what it is, but I sure like it. So I planted it back here, and it just came back this year. It grew last year, but not that big. This garden I just planted around this old tree stump and used these tiles to border it. I got a bunch of tile free from an estate cleanup, so I've got another stack of tile over there I'll be using to border all my raised beds. That's a future project. In here I got mint. You always want to keep your mint contained in a container because it will take over. This is a snapdragon my daughter purchased my wife and I. And this is a eucalyptus. I went on a bee extraction, and the lady had a eucalyptus tree and allowed us to harvest some eucalyptus. So all these are free so far, except for I did buy seed for the vegetables and herbs. This I got free from the Oregon Extension Office. Master gardeners, they were giving away a bunch of plants they were laying out on the table when I went to a beekeepers meeting. So I grabbed a bunch of them, and this is called an outhouse daylily. A friend of us gave us a maple tree. I'll be planting that over by the creek. Here I planted some parsley, some more coriander. I got some sweet basil in there, and more coriander. I planted thyme right there. The thyme's coming in really good. Here's some bush beans climbing the fence there, and then there's some dill down there in the garden. This isn't weeded and planted yet. That's the propane tank for the generator. Anyway, here's my apple tree. It's coming in really good. There's the rest of the garden. It's all planted. The corn's coming up. I planted the companion crops. They're doing well. My tomatoes in the plants, tomatoes and carrots in the planters, they're coming through. And then I got some more tomatoes in those, and cucumbers where those stands are. And I also am growing some venison here. Look at that. That is going to taste really good when it comes harvest season. These are my blueberries, two different varieties that you watched me plant in an earlier video. My son purchased those, so those are free. This cultivator here thing was given to me by a friend of mine. He didn't know what to do with it, so right now I'm using it as yard art, but it does work. You can make your farrows, rows and stuff like that. I've got the, I just got to get this stuff spread out on this garden yet and get it weeded and watered in. And so almost all my beds are done. As far as the going back to Eden gardening method, these plants, these flags, they're the German brown flags or irises. A coworker of mine gave me, again free. Still on the theme of living on a tight budget here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. And finally, this grape that my son purchased for me. This is a Niagara. I have a Concord up there in the garden, and it's growing. My catawba died, but this got burnt back from the frost, and it burned all the leaves back, but now it's budding out again, and it's starting to take off, which pleases me. Now this is just a little off subject of the gardening series. I want to show you something else I got free. This is really cool. My friends at work were changing out all the windows and doors on their house, and they gave me a sliding glass door and some windows and this beautiful cherry double French doors for the deck. This is going to be replacing the window in the dining room. So isn't that gorgeous? Yay! So that's a future project on, what is that? A future project on building projects. So stay tuned for that video. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for coming and sharing my little tour of the garden here. On getting back to Eden style, I plan to do the rest of the garden that way as I accumulate the material. Now mind you, I'm trying to do this all for free. So please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I hope you guys can glean some knowledge on how to do things around your little homestead, no matter what size it is. I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.